Hello. OMG, Mike.
Hello.
Stop sending us stuff, and then you won't have to live in a van.
What happened?
Did you look in Discord today?
I've been.
Oh my gosh.
I've been driving all day.
Mike, are you in our Discord? Because I tried to tag OMG Mike, and I couldn't find you. So we got 2 Amazon boxes today.
Okay.
Addressed to Jason.
Of course they would be.
And I was like,
What on earth?
because I had just been in Amazon looking to see when an order would be delivered, and I didn't see anything for Jason.
That's so funny.
So I was like, what is this? So I took him, walked the boxes over to his office, and he opens one, and it's like,
Will,
your
huzzah,
gift.
huzzah.
It's like there's a little
I just
tag in it.
rolled
It
my
says,
legs and
keep your
pollute my
gift a
britches
surprise
with
or something
delight.
like that. And it's a little bag. Jason opens the bag, and it is a van. And the note was like, might not be the size company van you needed, but it's a van or something like that. And then the second one, I was like, oh, it's gonna be another one. I'm like, and I knew exactly what it was, and
Was
sure
it?
enough, red tractor for Shannon.
Oh my gosh. Does Shannon have a red tractor in her area now?
Shannon, I filmed her opening it.
That's so
I was like, I need this
Oh my
reaction because I knew she was gonna love it. So I filmed her and I posted it on Discord, and then
amazing.
But after that, then she came into my office a couple minutes later. She's like, "It's even better," and that's because it moves. So
Oh, does it do the
it,
thing where
like
you
you
back
pull
it up
back
and then
it goes. She put a bottle of paint in it and drove it through my office.
That's awesome.
It was the greatest thing ever.
Oh. Hi everyone.
Big Bob, you hope you enjoyed the package to Jason?
Huh? Whoa? Huh?
It was signed OMG Mike, so I don't know what
Wait a minute.
what Big Bob sent.
Big Bob, are you OMG Mike?
They're both here.
Have
They
you
can't possibly
have you
be.
been OMG Mike this whole time? Good morning, Jason.
He's dual boxing. He's typing on 2 computers at once.
I don't understand. Happy long weekend from CA?
Canada. Gates of
Cool.
Paint.
Canada.
I'm assuming that's Gates of Paint.
I thought Canada stole all our holidays and had the same holidays that we had.
Yes.
They have that weird Boxing Day one
Well, that's not what I'm talking about. Like right now, that's
much later on in the year.
it's not Boxing Day. That's after Christmas.
Hmm. It's the day after Christmas, if I recall. Right?
Alaskan Gangster, awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome. The
Thanksgiving
fear is
different,
gone.
but, like,
Isn't it great?
But it feels like our Labor Day is a holiday for them, and our Memorial Day, which is coming up this weekend, is a holiday for them as well.
I see how it is. Canadians just like us.
We have a long weekend next weekend.
Oh yeah.
It's like next Monday is a holiday.
Forgot about that. I'm very happy and excited to hear about your first model, Alaskan Gangster. That's fantastic.
Nice. Nice.
No but there. You should just say you're pretty proud of it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Enjoy the fruits of your labors.
December 26th is Beatboxing Day.
Beatboxing Day.
Be down with that.
I like that. That works.
Beatboxing Day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That looks like a brownie or something.
How was everyone's day today?
He's ignoring me.
Huh? What'd you say?
I said that looks like a brownie or like a piece of chocolate cake or something.
Oh, Jordan.
This,
I was like,
it
I'm
is.
not ignoring you.
It is kind of like the color of red velvet.
A little more brown than red velvet.
True. True. This is gonna get me the really nice warm base that I'm going to build up the colors on this for this guy. Decided to change the colors a little bit. Do some interesting atmospheric color.
Oh, wait a minute. You're repainting something?
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be a Jordan and Jason stream and Jen stream without Jordan painting something every once in a while.
OMG, Mike, are you on our Discord, though? Because I posted some videos there, and I really would like for you to see them, so you can see how much Shannon enjoyed her gift.
Mike, you need to join the 21st century. Get on Discord.
He is on Discord.
She tried to tag him.
Have you been listening to anything that I've said today?
No,
Jordan?
well, hold on.
He
I
just
don't know
said
if he's
no, which
in
is
our
about the most
Discord.
honest thing that's going to come out
I
of his
have
mouth
been
now.
messaging him on Discord,
Okay,
so I
well,
assume that he's in our Discord.
well, he's not there as OMG Mike.
Sneaky guy.
You are, but you don't know how to use it. Is your name different there?
No.
Mike bought us a company van.
Victor said I've had a slow day, but that's Mondays for you. I wish. Anything to consider when putting paints and checked luggage on a plane?
I usually put a bag around
Jason
him.
just put a bag around him.
Yeah.
He took the foam tray from the inside of the Evo, put it in a grocery bag, tied it, put it in a suitcase. You
Yep.
leave all the paints standing in the foam trays.
Yep.
If you have the go bag and you're thinking of using that. Otherwise, just put them in a plastic bag or something. They should be fine.
Can you pass me the dump bucket whenever you have a second?
If OMG Mike isn't in the
Heck
21st
no.
century, how is he ordering all this stuff from Amazon?
Also, I'm appreciating these nice red shoes you're giving.
You need some bright colored kicks.
Yep.
With an unopened Adepticon set and checked luggage was fine. Yeah, because if it's unopened, the bottles all have seals on them. Should be fine. I saw your post in Discord, Ghost Hunter, about your OG bag.
Ghost Hunter showing off
Got the old
with
one.
the OG
I've
bag.
been talking about it for a while.
What color is it?
I think it was black. Hope the company van helps, Jason.
Jen comes walking in with Amazon boxes. She's like, they all have your name on them. I said I haven't ordered anything from Amazon. So I figure it's like people here at the office order stuff from Amazon, but it comes to me because one of the main addresses we ship to has my name on it. And so I'm always like, that's not for me. Take it back over to the other side. And she goes, what if it's from OMG Mike?
I said, no, I didn't know that. I was saying that I looked. You did write gift notes. Yes, we got the notes. But when Jason was saying, these are not mine, I was telling him, I'm like, you have to listen to me, that I'm saying that there was no orders that were due to be delivered today in our order history. Over the weekend, I went down the past streams rabbit hole and heard about an album cover art by Jason. Did you ever reveal the name of said cover?
Yeah. I mean, we pulled
They
it up.
looked
on
it
the
up
stream.
and showed it off on stream.
Yeah. Oh, God, I don't remember when we did it, but.
Game delay, there were other colors of go bag, not Evos. Evos have only been in black, but the our old go bag, the original go bag, came in black and like an olive green as standard colors. And then we always did for each each run of them, we would do some special colors in a really small amount. So like small quantities of purple and blue, bright yellow, green, red. I think those were the four.
Yeah.
Schmid has the yellow green.
That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool one to have, to be honest.
Oh no, the Evo is way better. Evo is the full workstation. The go bags were literally just for taking your paint on the go.
Righty. Couple of colors mixed up. We've got this dark plum with a little bit of Payne's Gray that we use for the shadows. And then our next highlight, which is going to be burnt sienna.
Speeder Spy, love your go bag. Drastically changed your life. Awesome. Hopefully for the better, since you love it.
Yeah, hopefully
I'm
for
just
the
gonna
better.
assume that you mean it changed your life for the better because you did say you love it. If it was made your life worse, you probably wouldn't love it. So I'm just using my logic right here. TBD.
TBD. Uh-oh.
T. Schmidt said I always give my wife crap for how many purses she needs, but then I look at my backpacks and paint bags and have to stop talking. Good to have that self-awareness, T. Schmidt. Sapper wants to know, Jason, if you're painting some classic red chucks.
Yep. Well, no. Because I can't see the ankle on them, I'm doing them as Adidas.
You know, gonna do the stripes on them?
I'm gonna do like 2 stripes so that I'm not
Yeah.
giving
It's not
Adidas
exactly-
free freaking advertising. They can pay me.
Lifetime supply of Adidas.
Sure, I guess.
Cool. I mean, free shoes for life? Sure.
They'd have to show me a shoe I like, though.
I'd probably find something.
Oh, Game Delay, you got a special one then. That's very limited edition.
Which one?
Game Delay said, I love my go bag. It changed my life. Constantly mocks me. Gave me a swirly yesterday and refuses to listen to my amusing anecdotes.
Uh-oh. What's that?
I'm not sure you're talking about the same thing. Go out on a limb and say you're talking about something else.
Ryan Wallace said, just a little more waiting and I'll be the proud owner of all Pro Curl paints.
Ooh,
Awesome.
Nice.
Found Crisis Protocol for half off, so I explained to my wife why it was a good time to buy the last 4 sets I needed. Absolutely. You can't have all of those models just sitting there unpainted.
100%. I agree with this.
She would not like that. A distinctly different skate shoe.
Exactly. Like when I was a kid, my dad came home with some tennis shoes for us that he'd gotten at the flea market.
Throw back my legs and pollute my breeches with delight.
And they were Nikes, but the swoosh hadn't been fully cut. So the swoosh, instead of having the sharp round end at the front, it did the whole swoosh thing. It came up and it was squared off.
So they were spelled Nykee.
I don't even know. It was in a generic white box with no lettering on it, you know.
Yeah, these shoes look like Converts.
Converts. Oh, no.
Or Abibas.
Abibas.
Jordan, what's the plinth for?
I can show you in 2 seconds. Get this paint out of the airbrush real quick. It is for this guy.
OMG, Mike, yeah, but you gotta help a friend when they're saying wife, to the wife, I gotta get these paints. We have to be supportive of that.
Anytime I am ever part of one of those conversations, I say, could be hookers and blow.
That's right.
Could be hookers.
Could
and
always be worse. Sidewalk princesses.
Oh God, sidewalk princesses.
One of the best hats I saw in Hungary was for the San Francisco 59ers. So close.
Like we talk about when it's like, you know, the loser of the Super Bowl,
Yeah, all their
all their hats are like overseas
Yeah.
in like third world countries. Or if you travel to like homeless shelters.
yeah. They definitely don't keep them in. Avian says, "Help Monument. I'm having difficult time organizing my thoughts on this orc dread. Problem 1. Shouldn't the wires be... Oh, this is a long one. So you guys might want to just read this.
Okay.
Shouldn't the wires be color-coded to explain what they do? 2, but orcs. 3, do I look up what electricians' colored wires mean so I can have all the wires be blue? So I trigger someone into saying that's not how it works."
Orcs.
You should make them all red because
The
go faster.
simultaneous,
Electricity go faster.
Orcs just
Just
orcs.
make it all red. Or make it all blue.
I like big primary colors for orc wires just because I feel like that's, you know, bright, shiny. Do yellow, green, blue, red.
Orcs work off the belief. So if you believe... Orcs work off belief. So if you believe that's the way it should be, that's the way it should be.
Exactly.
Yep. If you believe it to be so, it is so.
There's a
So they
rumor
use the
that
same color codes as us.
that the orcs are what have been keeping the emperor alive.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because they actually believe in the emperor being a god, a
Wait, they
godlike figure.
Oh. That's crazy.
It's orcs. Those wires probably aren't even hooked up to anything.
Is he only the emperor because of
Yeah, they just take the
orcs?
wires and shove them into the holes. They don't even hook them up. You know, the same way that Gazgul appreciated, what's his nuts? Commissar Yarrick. Right? Orcs supposedly fear and respect the Emperor. All that belief. Keep him alive. Wouldn't that be a great way to go? The Golden Throne is powered off of the Orc Wa.
Wah.
Power of the Wa.
He gets a little healthier every time a was.
The Emperor wakes up and gathers up all the orcs to fight against the Primaris Marines.
What a wonderful change to the narrative. That would be pretty wacky, though.
GW, if you're hiring, I got you. Because, oh my god, are they writing some garbage books? I'm reading one called Ascension Day. Horrible. And I'm trying, because people have told me it's good, to read the Fabius Bile series. But it's pretty horrible. But the Ascension Day one is really bad. It's all Gene Stealer cults versus AdMech.
Oh, weird. That's a weird combination.
Well, it's no, because Gene Stealers, the cults are usually on Forge Worlds.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, because they're big labor,
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
right? That's why they have all the rock drills and stuff.
Yep.
They're on big manufactorum planets and things like that. But the way that this guy has written the AdMech is abysmal. The AdMech might as well say, "Hey, bro." They're really bad. Like, they have really big egos. One of them loves art and fine food and stuff like that. I'm like,
Isn't that like not?
none of them speak in binaric. All of them are literally just talking like you and me, talking with like normal voices and stuff. Yeah, it's the only reason they're AdMech is because they've replaced a lot of their body with metal parts. It's horrible.
horrible.
Like, if you like AdMech, don't read that book.
These things don't make sense.
Yeah, don't read that book.
These things do not compute.
It's a Gene Stealer cult book, but that doesn't mean you should forget and misrepresent the other half of the book from the lore perspective. Really bad.
Yeah, it's really odd.
It's really bad. Hey, bro, we're AdMech. We love food, even though we have no stomachs.
Yeah.
It does make reference that the Forge Lord, or what is it? He's the guy that rules the planet, is the one that likes fine food, which again is just, come on, man. Have you ever read AdMech stuff?
I have not, but it sounds weird that they would be like that. So,
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's not the way that works. They try to remove themselves from everything of the flesh.
mixing up a little bit of orange oxide, transparent orange, and a little bit of water.
We keep the lore, my dude. Also, have you invested in crypto yet? Yeah, the AdMech should be very abhuman, actually. Lord Fabricator, yeah. Fabricator General. I'm sorry, he was Fabricator General of this planet in the book. And he collects fine art and loves fine dining. And is a glutton, right? Sounds like he's fallen to gluttony. He has all the pomp of like some like dude who would be like painting his fingernails or getting a mani-pedi instead of taking care of his constituents. That's how they've written him. And I'm like, Emperor Spears. He sounds lovely for tea. Yeah, he when the uprising happens with the Gene Stealers, he's more concerned with the fact that it's intruded on his party festivities that he set up. It sounds like it was written originally almost as a like a PDF governor or something, like the planetary governor, like it was just normal dudes.
Like, this sounds like a human.
Like it's and like it sounds like the book was written one way, and GW came back and said, "No, make them AdMech." You know, what's the matter? Oh, it needs. Yeah, just throw it behind that chair. Just throw it behind that chair there. I keep leaning over, thinking you're leaning over your screen, and I forgot that thing was even there. Monument Hobbies. I say, do you have any Grey Poupon?
Grey Poupon.
It's not spelled that way, but I love that.
Very poop on. That's different.
Yeah, very different. Totally different marketing scheme there. Oh, Grizz, did you? Yeah, exactly, right? So I'm not going mad here. You listen to it, right? It's like Gene Stealers versus the British from the Patriot mixed with hedonism bot from Futurama. Yes. It makes no sense, does it? It makes zero sense. Yeah, it really does seem like GW had the guy write the book, and it was just a standard planetary governor on a standard imperial world with regular humans with their gluttony and whatever. And then they said, no, make them AdMech. We got models to sell.
Because, like, don't the AdMech, like, worship the machines? Isn't that their whole shtick?
Yeah.
Where is that with this guy? Weird.
They're all trying to get a leg up on each other. They're all like vying for position. It's all very not. The AdMech is as close to hive mind as the Imperium can make.
That was kind of my understanding of it.
Yeah. And the only
That's
thing they do
very
is
weird.
they throw in talk about servitors every now and then, and a Cataphren that gets destroyed. That's it.
I can't read your name. I think it's Vazlek. That is, it's our bold sense of humor. Not a California raisin. But a lot of people seem to think it looks like a California raisin.
This is one of our paint bottles. Just much bigger. And we had a joke that we did where we created a paint called Bold Sense of Humor. And it was this minus the arms and the feet at the time. Just had the Groucho Marx glasses and a bottle of Pro Acryl on the website for $500. $499.99. And we put it up there as a joke because we had a troll on one of our Facebook ads in the comments making some, trolly comments. And I was having fun with him. And I kept firing back, and he just kept being grumpy. And so at the end of the day, I said, you need a hug and a bold sense of humor. And I gave him the link. I created the product, put it on the store, gave him the link to it at $500, and we never heard from him again, so it worked.
So it worked. Yeah.
But we left it up because it was funny. We've done this before. We've made ridiculous products. We made a $5,000 10-pound sledgehammer called the
Attitude adjuster.
Personality adjuster.
Personality Adjuster. It was a 10-pound sledge that we called the Personality Adjuster that we created because of a troll as well. And we'll leave them up for a while to have fun and some jokes with the community on. But 2 people bought these. Sight unseen, we had 2 people buy them. General Ginkgo being one of them. And
You guys are crazy. And we
so
love
so
you.
then I had to go through and actually have a sculptor that works with us sculpt the model based on that. And we said, well, if we're going to do it, we might as well make it functional so it's not just a funny thing. So it's a brush holder. Right? So he holds your 2 favorite brushes while you're painting and can be your paint buddy. So it's your Pro Acryl paint buddy.
Have the gloves and the shoes. That's why I think people are getting confused.
Oh, it does
Otherwise,
look.
It looks nothing
Well,
like
it's supposed to be
California
Mr.
raisin.
Potato Head style stuff, right? I modeled the arms and the feet off of Mr. Potato Head. Yeah, Mr. Potato Head. Yeah, 2 of them, Zazin. $499.99 times 2.
Could you lay a third brush down too, across his hands?
I mean,
If the 2 are already in there, can a third one?
it hits his nose. But I mean, you can put as many as you want on there like that. But
That way. But if you put the 2 standing up, is there still a way to put a third one in?
I mean, technically, you put 2 on each side. So you can do 4. But it's just built for 2. I didn't engineer this thing to be the best product on the planet. It's fun.
I mean, for $500, yeah, we gotta send him.
Yeah, so we had to paint them.
Well, he's not done painting it yet. The vision ring. It exists to be laughed at.
Exactly. Exactly what it says it is. It gives you the bold sense of humor that everyone is craving. It's what plants crave. Hmm. Yeah, so I'm painting this one and Jordan's painting the second. We still have to print the second one out. We've had a couple of test prints fail.
Will the back end of Mr. Humor be painted in wizard's butt?
Oh my gosh. I'm
Maybe
sorry.
yellow had
What
wizard's
color is
butt.
Wizard's butt?
The yellow half circle there was wizard's butt.
Yeah, that's Wizard's butt.
OMG
Over.
Mike, Jordan, is your Thanos for fun or for a competition?
That is not for a competition.
Well, huzzah.
It is for fun and also a gift. for a friend of mine.
Will the unpainted version be available to order along with texture trainers?
Maybe. We have discussed giving the original purchasers their money back after we send these out. Because we obviously never intended to sell
We never thought
$1,000
anything
worth
about
of 2 models. It was just a joke. It was the meme. But we may go ahead and refund them the purchase of these 2 models and then scale it down just a bit, but keep it functional as a brush holder, and then just put it up on the store. At not $500.
Not $500.
What?
But these will be the only 2 like this at this scale.
Yeah. The
And
only two
hand-painted
painted
by us.
Jason and Jordan.
No matter what.
I'm trying to decide how crazy I want to go with the one that I do. Make it all psychedelic and crazy.
Correct solution: scale the brush holder up enough so that it's actually worth $500. Everybody's happy.
1-to-1 size. This will be your house guardian.
But then, yeah, it would have to be like 5,000.
Yeah, that would be an epic amount of painting. To paint something that big.
If I would have pulled the trigger, I would have asked for a plaid bottle of Procryl. Well, the requesting was not an option. That wasn't part of this.
Yeah, we don't let you choose your colors.
You get what you get. Adepticon set is out of stock? I don't know.
No, it's in stock. Here in the States, it's in stock. Unless there was a massive run on them in the last 30 minutes.
Checking now. It is not out of stock.
Refresh your computer.
Is it big enough to hide a paint bottle inside?
Yeah.
Yeah. Almost hide a primer bottle.
Yeah, it's almost there. Not quite big enough. Ooh, can we get a single bottle of You Get What You Get in an unlabeled bottom of a random color? That's kind of just Wizard's Butt.
Magic.
That is generally the idea for Wizard's Butt. OMG, Mike.
It's where you can store your devil's lettuce.
You
Put your weed in there.
That is amazingly amazing.
There's something.
You guys never cease to amaze and confound and confuse and generally disturb.
This prison pocket?
I don't know about that one.
I'm not like completely up on the terms, but in my mind, prison pocket would be something different.
It's what?
It would be something different.
It's your beehole.
That's what I would think.
It is your beehole.
But that's where it went.
I guess kinda, huh?
So it's not wrong. Not the way we would market that.
No.
Get your very own bold sense of humor, complete with functioning prison pocket. Sometimes chat's morality and Monument Hobbies morality don't line up. Want to make that known to everybody out there. Chat has morality now?
No, nope, no, they do not.
They
do not.
questioning.
Don't. No. They're a
I
nasty
wonder
bunch.
if you get in trouble if you showed up to work with a bunch of models and a ton of paint. What do you do? How did Baby J make that base?
I can give you an idea here in a second. Walk you through some of the process. So, one of the really cool things about the New York apartment kit that you get from Atomic Mass is it comes with tons of extra like windows and comes with like a fire hydrant and little like Klingon things for the like electricity boxes and stuff like that. That I picked out from the sprues that I wasn't going to use. I clipped out some I-beams. You can find in-scale I-beams made out of plasticard that you can just order online. What these are. And I took a bunch of cork and I built up the volume of the base with the cork. And then I covered it with putty to fill in the gaps and kind of eliminate some of that cork feel. And then once I did that, I went over it in a couple of different grits of texture, of our basing texture. There's a coarse and a fine in here. And once I did that, I primed it up. But you can see like little bits of like a ladder from like the, what do they call the, when you get out your window, the like fire escape, is that what they call it?
Yeah.
From the fire escape here. I had little bits of plasticard, like plastic tubing that I stuck into the base and have sticking out at weird angles. You can see the little fire hydrant right there, part of a window. So it's just a lot of kind of just putting weird stuff in places and make it look beat up and ruined. Do they have a MODOK pose so that he can be used for basing material? That model's kind of just an egg. What kind of pose are you looking for? There's not a whole lot of posing to be done with that model, unfortunately.
MODOK?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like sitting in a chair.
Yeah, he's basically a big old egg.
The Marvel Humpty Dumpty.
He is that for sure.
Vivian said face down pose.
Face down pose? With his butt poking out? I mean, I guess. Yeah.
We don't kink shame here, but that seems pretty weird.
Ismail Camarillo said, I worked on the first Doctor Strange movie in 2016. There was a Stan Lee scene where he was having a rectal exam in the first edit of the film.
Oh my
it got
gosh.
cut, sadly.
That's hilarious.
That is pretty funny. Like a Chevy Chase Moon
Yeah.
River.
Teeny tiny victories. You booked your UK Games Expo tickets yesterday.
Awesome.
Awesome. I will see you there.
Chochacho said, which one of your basing mediums would you recommend if I wanted to go for a swirly magic effect? Imagine magic fire. I was thinking snow would work pretty well.
Snow is the finest of them, so it will have the least amount of actual texture and allow you to kind of sculpt with it better. But cement, the concrete one, is also very good.
Noden said the bold sense of humor is looking amazing.
Thank you. Having a blast with it. Kind of painting like I would paint a canvas. I'm not really thinking of painting a miniature other than the fact that it has angles and, you know, physical ridges to it. Kind of throwing paint at it. Having fun.
Teeny said they're making a beeline for Element to say hello and hope to get texture trainers.
Awesome.
I did talk to our texture trainer guy today, and we're going to see what we can do to get something for the show.
Would you say the cement looks more like a fine rock when cured versus the snow that looks a little more like water?
Here. So, I don't have any concrete on here. Let me see if I can get this into focus. But that's how fine the snow is. It's built up pretty thick right here. So it's pretty darn fine, the snow. And the course is a bit more grainy than that. This texture right here is fine. So it's in between fine and snow. So between here and here, you're gonna have the coarse or the
Cement.
concrete.
I was going to say, you keep saying, or concrete.
Yeah.
You keep saying coarse.
Yeah, sorry.
How different are the fine and coarse?
Immense.
Yeah, super duper different.
The typically we'll go through and base with fine first, and then use coarse to represent little piles of thicker rock, and they stand out very well next to one another.
One more question from Chachacho. Can I mix paint into the snow texture to give it a hue, or would you just recommend priming and painting on top of it?
You can mix paint into it just fine. It's actually great for that.
Just bear in mind that it does have a color that it already is. So if you're trying to get a completely different color than what it already is, you might be better served from a steps perspective doing painting it over and then starting from scratch.
Noden said, as someone that has spent most of their life in an area that spends most of its time covered in snow, that is some pretty authentic looking texture.
It's really good. I love using our snow texture.
Hello, Jade.
The trick is showing it in contrast to other textures is what makes it feel really realistic. Because if it's by itself, you get that kind of pillowy effect, but there's nothing that really makes you go, oh, that's like pillowy kind of light fluffy snow. But when you have other texture and multiple different types of texture next to it, and you have this snow pile sitting on top of it, it has this really awesome effect. And you can thin it down and kind of blend it out over the other textures, and it will look like melted snow. That's what I did on this base.
So, Tasha, we appreciate you.
And there's actually a
I'm always
short
happy
for
to
doing
help.
this base as well.
Hello, Chuck. How's the new job? Aside from discovering the witches.
Discovering the witches.
Yeah, I can't help you, Jordan, if you're not going to keep up on Discord.
Even I know what she's talking about.
I've been out of the office all today.
Hey,
driving.
you had time to get back here and walk around, talk to people, and
Gonna
say
say.
hello. And
Gonna say. This guy.
Discord is not hard. Emergency witches are the highlight so far. That's like a sign that we would have. We tend to find the weird signs, like this is a set, do not septate, and
Not an exit.
not
Do
an
not
exit,
enter.
Do not enter, something like that.
If you have one that's not an exit, do not enter.
Yeah.
How does that? What the?
Yeah. What is it then? What am I supposed to do?
It's just a door. Turns out.
Now it is. Now you can't
Now,
use
yeah.
that door. Makes it even better.
Jade also interviewed for the GM position. They could have had a resident witch. Problem with Discord is how quickly it can demand all of your attention. First thing I do in a new server is start shutting off notifications.
Jordan had to take a road trip today.
I did. Drove all the way to Tucson and back.
Not the most pleasurable
What are your
ride.
thoughts on Tucson?
It was.
I mean, you probably didn't see much there, huh?
Not a ton. I basically drove down to like this. I don't know if you're how familiar you are with Tucson, but like the Speedway area.
Her favorite school is there. So
Yeah, I basically took the 10 all the way to the Speedway, and then got on the Speedway and took it basically directly to the post office, the passport office.
And then just went there and then did your thing and came back.
Yep.
Didn't have a chance to stop it. Heroes and villains.
No, I just wanted to get. I think when I checked it last week, they were like pretty deep into Tucson in a different direction than where I was going. I was like, I didn't want to take a couple hours and do that.
Tucson's only like 3 miles wide.
Is it?
There's like a university and then nothing.
I have been told that it is like an armpit of Arizona.
It's not true.
That's what I've been told.
It's fine.
There's a lot of cool
It's a little
stuff
bit
there.
more deserty.
It is more deserty. Because it's kind of out in the flats, right?
Yeah.
It's not
yeah.
in the valley.
No.
No.
So it's like legit.
And there's a big mountain pretty close to it.
Lots of mountains.
But it was definitely a long, flat car ride.
Yeah.
With a whole lot
It's
of
easy.
nothing between.
It's easy to get there.
Yeah. A
It's
whole lot of
super
nothing
easy.
between Tucson
Yeah.
and here.
If you squint, you can see it right as you leave the outskirts of Phoenix.
Yeah.
Ghost Hunter, you almost moved an hour south of Tucson? Holy cow.
Ugh.
An hour south
Like
of Tucson is Mexico.
Yeah. Practically Mexico. Like Sierra Vista or something?
Chuck, that's awesome. An hour south of Tucson would be like Tombstone. Yeah, isn't that where we had to go to see the Tombstone thing?
Well, I don't know if south, which direction that was. East.
What I will give Tucson is that their passport building is very well organized.
Oh, so like Sierra Vista? Or what's that other one? I know what you're talking about.
A military base down by the Bat Caves? Thought we drove past one on the way to the Bat Cave area.
No, that's the airport thing or the airplane thing.
Oh, the airplanes. Yeah. You don't know you didn't take the job. And you're better for it because we have you now.
Yay! We have you. You belong to us.
Color should his shoelaces be?
Green, like lime green. Super bright. Fluorescent.
Fort Huachuca.
Huh?
My guess is Fort Huachuca, which isn't Sierra.
I kind of like the lime green. It's very cartoony.
Yeah.
Huh?
I was going to say what color shoelaces.
Oh.
And he said like bright green. like fluorescent greeny green.
Yeah, that kind of. They make shoelaces like that color. That was a
With red?
terrible way to say that in English.
We have learned English is not your first language.
I'm not sure it was my second either.
How's your Spanish coming?
Purple.
Thanks. It's coming.
Tim, plaid
Slowly.
plaid shoelaces. How about no?
I haven't given it a lot of thought. I've been
Have you given
my
it
mind has
any
been
thought?
elsewhere. Huh?
Have you given it any thought?
Yes.
Other than, I really need to do that?
Yes. Comma.
Have you downloaded the app?
Yeah.
Well,
I need
that's
to actually
progress.
subscribe to it. I did the like trial thing.
Which one are you doing Duolingo or something different?
Pimsleur.
Okay.
Although, I mean, I can give another one a try.
These are not normal Adidas. Remember, these are brand ambiguous
They're
tennis shoes.
fakeitas.
Beavis.
Tennis shoes or trainers, as some in chat might call them.
Alaskan Gangster, have a great day. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Have a great day.
Yeah, a Beavis.
Beavis.
Look at the name closely enough, you don't notice that. Mo did this Pimsleur Spanish thing. How did it work for you, Mo? Are you fluent? Can you have a conversation? Are you available to be Jordan's translator for his grandma?
I would. Well, luckily, I don't really need it for my grandmother,
Oh.
except for when she forgets that she's speaking
Yeah.
Spanish to me sometimes.
Russian, Tim? For your lady? No. You haven't known her 200 days yet, have you? I'm 1,200 plus days into Duolingo, and my Spanish isn't better than it was in college.
Yikes.
Are you talking to actual Spanish speakers?
Not sure that that's a great vote of confidence for Duolingo. It either says a lot about Duolingo or it says a lot about Ghost Hunter.
Well, yeah. I mean,
And I'm
you
not
gotta,
sure
you gotta
which
actually,
is-
if you don't like have conversations, it's
Yeah.
not gonna feel like it works.
Yeah.
But if you don't have a person to speak Spanish with, then that makes it difficult too. So, not perfect.
Makes me bummed that I never learned it as a kid.
Hmm?
It just bums me out that I never learned it as a kid.
Yeah, no. Can't go back and change it.
Huh?
You can't go back and change it. So move
Accurate.
forward.
Accurate. I'm not lingering on that
Practice
thought.
now.
For very long.
What do you need it for?
Talk to his family.
Yeah, talk to my family. Pretty much my dad's side of the family and my dad's or my stepmom side of the family all speaks Spanish. And most of my stepmom's side of the family does not speak English. And I visit with them frequently while I am there. So it's
Get that new Google Babelfish thing.
Bill Robertson just said my daughter was doing Duolingo for a long time. I gave her a subscription for Babbel. She dropped Duolingo like a rock.
okay.
That sounds like it might be better.
Google just showed these new earphones that translate in real time.
Oh.
I think it was Google.
I had to use Google Translate today for work, Mad Malachite.
Did you really?
Someone
funny.
sent us a message to support in French.
Oh, that.
And I recognized like one word because I took French in junior high and high school. I was like,
The funny
I
thing is,
answered in English.
I took
So,
German in high
let them
school
use
instead of
it.
Spanish for some reason. Still trying to figure out why I did that. What I might start doing is just learning words in Spanish. So I can recognize words. Because that's super easy to do. I can just like look up a couple of words every day. And then work on trying to have more time to sit down and actually learn it.
Watch Telemundo.
Yeah, I have been told.
No more regular TV. Just watch Telemundo.
I have definitely been told to watch telenovelas.
Yeah.
So,
Mike, you can email support in any language you want, but if you would like an answer, I highly recommend English. Quad Tomato said earphones to universally translate. Lame. Just stick a fish in your ear. Easy peasy. I don't get that.
Babelfish.
Put
Hitchhiker's
Lord of the
Guide to the
Rings on
Galaxy.
with Spanish audio.
Not sure if Jen would appreciate Hitchhiker's Guide. Because it's very
Ghost Hunter, I bet where
British.
you live there is a channel without that you don't need cable for that is in Spanish. I think most places have just antenna Spanish language channels.
oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. Language is spoken enough here that it's definitely high on the priority list of having content for.
Switch your Netflix language.
Could do that as well.
Oh, will they have El Cebado Gigante?
Gigante. I bet they'll have something similar.
Teeny tiny Hitchhiker's Guide is tremendous. Douglas Adams stuff, tremendous.
I did finish my audiobook while I was en route. I am free to begin a new book. Exciting. I think I'm going to try something brand new that I haven't read before. It's great. See how it goes.
The universal language of paint is what we speak around here. Correct. There's no stinking boundaries.
Okay. I like the green on the shoes.
Yeah, it's a good choice.
Are you going to go all the way up to the fluorescence, or are you just going
No.
super bright?
This is Louise's green.
Oh, bright green. Coker, co-worker at our parent company told me today about her brother's hobby space. Four 3D printers, paints and other crafting supplies. I preached a good word of Pro Grill. She sent him a text and told him to look into it. Thank you, Jade. Way to go. I give you the monument seal of approval. Oh, Jason didn't know.
What, am I a monkey? I dance when you tell me to dance? That's not how this works. Just because I did a commercial doesn't mean you can point at me and have me do the or.
I'm gonna be honest. That part of the commercial, kind of amazing.
It still cracks me up.
Like, the commercial alone is pretty funny. And then it, like, takes you to the second part of the commercial that you weren't expecting that's, like, really funny. It's so good. I think the seal is dead. Poke it. I will not be poking Jason. That is a surefire way of getting fired. Done it before.
HR.
Yeah. Bring HR into this. I'd love to give Cora some pets.
Jade, you audibly gasped when?
Watching the commercial, I think.
You laugh a lot at all, T. Schmidt. That's why we love you. You get us. You observe the only objectively true official Earth language, which is Australian slang. What?
Was that an attempt at Australian humor?
What?
Okay, okay.
How far up?
What'd you say?
Let's paint.
I don't.
What are you talking about?
Jess, can you retype it for me? I'm sorry, I missed. Roll doesn't work very well. Going back like 10 minutes and I can't find it.
If we missed your question, just go ahead and retype it. We will certainly answer it.
Game Delay said, are Captain America and Iron Man resting because Thanos is fighting all the crimes for them?
No. Nope. Nope. They got beat up by Thanos.
Okay, Jess is reading HH, and Jason said after Fulgrim I could read out of order. I'm about to finish Flight of E. What did he mean?
He's talking about Horus Heresy novels, of which Jason would be familiar and I am not.
What's the question?
I'm reading HH, and Jason said after Fulgrim I could read out of order. I'm about to finish Flight of E. What did he mean?
After Fulgrim, you could read out of order? After Flight of the Eisenstein, you can read out of order, so you're about to read that. You can basically pick books you want that interest you. Because it basically just starts looking at individual Legion and Planet stories after that to tell the overall, paint an overall picture. There, I figured out how to give us 3 stripes.
I like it.
That looks good.
Hey, somebody likes us.
Wintermute, thank you for the follow.
Welcome. The I only read maybe, God, I'd be lying. I think I read maybe 30 of the books in the Horus Heresy.
That's a lot. A lot of books. I mean, I know there's like 50 or something.
56 or 57 in the main story arc.
Yeah.
But
Which
I
is
believe that includes the anthology books, which some of them repeat stories.
Oh, really?
The anthologies have got some really good stories in them, but I didn't read the Salamander books because I don't care about the Salamanders. I didn't read the Night Lords stuff. I didn't care a whole lot about, although the story arcs of what went down between the Lion and the Night Haunter are really pretty amazing. And there's some of the bigger Dark Angels characters that get involved in all of that, so that's arguably worth reading. But again, I think you can just kind of read whatever speaks to you after the point where you're at.
Taking out all the bits of metal here that I'm going to paint. All the ladders and junction box things. Fuse box. Whatever they are. I gotta paint all the I-beams.
The Word Bearer stories. Yes. They are kind of embedded in the heresy in everything, though. The Word Bearers are the bad guys, turns out. Whether you like Horus or the Emperor or whomever, one thing we can all agree on is that Erebus in particular, Corferon, Erebus, are the bad guys.
Just said I'd like to get back to the Loken storyline. Do you remember where that picks back up?
The Siege of Terra.
Well, he's
He's in some other stuff, but
at the drop site massacre, isn't he?
But
Do you
they're
have any
already
FaceTime?
they're already done with that.
Oh, really?
That's the first 5 books.
Oh, I didn't realize that was the first 5 books. Okay.
I mean, that's what sparks the heresy.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Jade wants to know if the M on the shoe is going to look embroidered.
You gonna come paint thread on it?
It would be like a leather type patch anyway, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah,
Like the
with maybe
stripes
like
are-
maybe like that stitching around the edges. No, I'm not planning on getting that detailed.
But this, I think she was asking if it was like going to be like like the M is stitched on there, but like Adidas, the stripes aren't stitched; they're
I
part
feel
of
like
the-
they're like leather
the
panels, right?
leather. Yeah.
Nike embroiders the swoosh in a lot of their shoes.
Nah, it's a leather patch on all the leather shoes stitched on. Because they just cut that emblem out.
Yeah. Take it on sewed in.
I remember on the old Jordans when we started using Jordans as skate shoes somewhere along the way. Now everybody, those things are worth a mint. But we used to go through and get for my hockey gear, I had a seam puller, right? Where you could, it was like a little fork looking
You
thing.
tear the seams.
Tear
and
the
rip
stitch out?
stitches. Yeah.
And we'd take the stitch out of the Nike deals and pull the swoosh off the side. So it was just, a ugly. Mine were like black with blue heel and toe on them. They were horrible. But without the Nike swoosh on them, they were even worse. It's like
That's so
horrible looking
funny.
shoes.
Why did you do that?
Hmm?
Why did you do that?
Teenagers?
Edgy punk rock stuff.
We weren't going to be beholden to the man's logos.
Chad McAuliffe, they are both lefties. Yep.
Indeed.
Yep.
Their whole lives, I think.
We only hire lefties around here.
Yep.
Jen's a lefty.
We also only make left-handed paintbrushes. So, beware.
Shh, you're not supposed to tell him that.
Oh, whoops. Cat's out of the bag.
Yeah, Loken is obviously a huge player at the Siege of Terra. That's where his story becomes the most interesting again. Trying to think if he even has anything before that, because he is one of the Black Shields, right? He gets passed over for being a Grey Knight because he doesn't have any psychic ability, supposedly. But all of that comes at the very end. You could read the Siege of Terror has very big focus on Loken. All the way to the end. All the way to the last chapter. He is one of the major players. Perturabo is your boy. Need to find a bunch of good printable Iron Warriors proxies. He ran away.
Mike, I will assign that ticket to Jordan because he did it.
What did I do? Oh.
You're using your brush with the wrong hand, Sappho. Exactly. Chad's like, that's why they don't work for me. Is that Chris?
Yeah.
Hey, Chris. Settle down over there. Yeah, he packed up his toys and went home. Except he didn't have a home to go home to.
Screw you guys.
Because he'd been on the
I'm
wrong
going home.
side the whole time. You're buying into War Machine Ghost Hunters, you don't need to know this lore. Good for you. I'm glad to hear it. A rebirth of War Machine is not a bad thing. He's playing with his trolls. Okay, Mike, stop. By the way, just stop. Thank you. Stop.
Thank you. Stop.
Thank you, but stop. Yeah, I feel like in the heresy lore they went a little too full on. We haven't become adults and we're just gonna argue. But then I see like people's families when like grandma dies and all of the remaining family members turn into that. So I don't know that it's completely off base, but I think they just kind of wound it up a little much. I get that it gives us a story to tell, but it feels like that. Like when I hear people talk about, yeah, my family hasn't talked since my grandmother passed away, and I'm like, oh, it's the Horus Heresy.
They wrote about something that lots of people can relate to.
Probably. Tried loving War Machine way back in the day. The game was the same every time, ignore everything and target the leader. Yeah. I mean, I have to be honest with you, I was an assassination run player. I built my list to assassinate your caster. Part of the game. You got to play both defensively to keep your caster safe, but also offensively enough to win the game. That was one of my favorite parts about War Machine, is that it wasn't just a go sit on this objective,
Yeah.
not be interactive. Your opponent could force you to interact and play the game at a different level than you came in wanting to, and I like that discomfort on both sides. I could make an assassination list and my opponent could be a complete counter to it, and I would have to on the fly adjust and figure out how to play a different game because my assassination attempt wasn't going to go off. So I like that. I think that great games put us in uncomfortable positions where we have to think outside the box. We can't just come with, a standardized game plan that works all the time for this army.
Well, the other really interesting thing about the game is you had like two lists that you could play. Like you played a lot, and you like the game was designed, at least from a competitive perspective, where you'd bring two different lists to play in a tournament, and you'd look at your opponent's list and you'd have to pick which one you wanted to play.
What you thought you could get away with doing the best with.
Which is cool.
That whole list chicken thing was good.
Yeah, it's a very interesting way to approach a game. And it's not really something you see outside of like Malifaux, really, right now.
And it's still to this day one of my favorite games ever. I wish they hadn't blown the world up and decided that it needed a complete rehaul. But I understand it.
They had a lot of SKUs. They'd been making miniatures for a very long time.
Yeah, kind of unmanageable bloat
It was
in the game.
Yeah, it was unmanageable for sure.
I've been liking some of the new models they've been showing off.
Mhm.
We have a box of trolls around here someplace, the sea trolls.
Yep.
Not a huge pirate theme guy, but those are really cool.
I really want to paint up the new Kruger that they showed off at Adepticon. The one who's like dripping lava from his hands.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you ever saw that.
Yep.
That's really cool. Definitely want to paint one of those at some point. Gabe is over there having too much fun.
I feel like no work gets done during the stream. What is that?
They're watching a video or something.
Relapse is saving his allowance for a new game releasing soon. You know it?
What?
You know about any new games?
I don't know any about new games.
I do. But it's a super secret.
Matter of fact, they're out there filming and playing it right now with Ben, I think. The developer is here
Is
in
that
the
what we're
office
hearing,
tonight.
Then?
Huh?
Is that what we're hearing?
No.
All the way from the game room, yeah. Yeah, they are doing some gameplay video for upcoming content regarding Age of Angra. We filmed the developer diaries last week. We got all of
Gabe
the...
said that's tomorrow.
What's that?
Gabe said that's tomorrow.
Oh, that's tomorrow. Well, then shut up! The
We don't do pre-orders. Relapse.
yeah, we're kind of old hat like that. We don't like to take your money till we actually have the product to ship to you. We have got some of the early review copies coming by Air. So those should be here hopefully next week. And that's going to allow us to start getting it out to content reviewers. I'm hoping to fly down here very soon to Florida for the Dice Tower guys.
Mhm.
We'll be on Dice Tower's live stream. Hopefully they'll want to do some reviews. Big things coming with it. Excited.
I don't think we'll have it, Teeny, for that.
For what?
UK Games Expo?
No. I mean, nah, I don't know that we're not set up. There's no reason why Jordan might not be able to bring a box with him, but I don't know that that fits the goal of the show, so probably not.
Mike, I don't even understand that. You just want to give us money. You just want to start like sending us an allowance. Is that what you're saying? No
Like a gift
reason
card.
to lose inventory to take my money. So you're just going to give us money? My last
Mike,
name
we're
has-
just gonna.
My
Can
last
you
name
just?
has one F and two N's. Just make it right out to me.
Hey, Mike. Can you just give us your address? We'll just have all our bills sent straight to your place.
Even better. Then I don't have to deal with them.
Alleviate the middleman issue there.
Mike is taking over Jason's role as daddy.
Oh my gosh.
Mike is the monument sugar daddy. I mean, I'm a little too old for that, but
Babe, you're never too old for greatness.
if you wanna.
You're never too old for greatness. That's so funny.
He said, I am not daddy. I am, if anything, the annoying uncle. That's Jason, though.
Yeah, I'm not willing to give my position up. Sorry.
You're the Funkle.
Kind of a funky day. I wonder if it's because of the humidity and the rain.
Yeah, I was definitely very surprised when I was driving back and it started getting cloudy and overcast.
Yeah,
and I
weird,
was
right?
just like, this is bizarre.
Woke up this morning and it's in that overcast, hazy, generally in Phoenix, you're like, oh, that's going to go away quick.
And then it didn't,
And then it didn't.
which was very weird.
Tim said, speaking of being an uncle, I wore my grill to my brother's yesterday, and now my 6-year-old niece wants one.
Oh my goodness.
There you go. She had me make her one out of aluminum foil.
Speaking of bad uncles. My niece sends me a text yesterday. I told her she graduates with good grades, I'll get her first tattoo.
Yeah.
And so she did. And now I gotta own up.
Oh,
I gotta pay for my niece to get a tattoo.
okay. Does she want something crazy?
No.
Okay.
She's not trying to scare the world. She just wants a little thing on her wrist. Actually really tame.
Mike is the uncle that gives the kid a drum set and bulk box of pixie sticks for their birthday and cackles the whole way home.
Yeah.
And doesn't answer the phone for months.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right?
It's 100%. Gums are still itching from the thought of an aluminum foil grill in your mouth. How
Yeah,
about
that's
a
yes.
regular one? Like any kind of grill, regardless of the material. Seems like it would be a bit uncomfortable. Southbound Metalhead, hello.
Great name.
Who answers the phone? That's just going to be people mad about things they asked for.
Mad about things they
Do you work in
asked
customer
for.
service? 'Cause I feel like you may work in customer service.
Teeth charms? What is this?
Teeth charms? Is that like the thing, like when you have a heart, like a diamond heart on your tooth?
I don't know. That
That's
sounds
very bizarre.
uncomfortable too. E. Carlson, 1989. I just found out some information that makes me feel really old, and I don't know how to handle that. So if I can infer from the 1989 that that's your birth year,
You are young.
we have things to talk about.
Yeah, be
If it's
careful
your
with calling yourself
graduation
old if you
year-
have-
Whippersnapper.
If it's your graduation year, then you know this isn't the first time that you felt this way. So I'm guessing
Teeth
it's your
charms
birth
slide
year.
between your teeth. I don't know why those don't bother me. They slide
Between your
your
teeth?
teeth?
No.
Oh, you mean like the deal you put on a tooth? Like a frame? Like a gold frame around?
I would feel like that you'd have something stuck in your teeth all day. If
Yeah,
it's
I would
between
go
your teeth.
bananas. I would
Yeah.
literally go
No, I
I
bananas.
can't justify that.
Can't
one.
do it. Customer success operations. Yeah, you do. Watching Jordan paint Iron Man, I do want to point out again that Thanos reduced crime by 50%. Correct. Thanos was right. Fight me. Graduated in 88. All right. Granted, it was
Well,
me
that's-
graduating to the outside world. Oh,
That's
wait a
Mike, that's
minute.
not- yeah, I was gonna say. Well, that's OMG Mike. I'm talking about E. Carlson, who's realizing Dazed and Confused was released in 1993 and was set in 76. That would be done today on the class of 07. Yeah.
I graduated in
Released
88.
when you were 4 years old.
Like, for legit, graduated in 88.
I'd been out of high school for 3 years when that movie came out.
I
What, Dazed and
graduated-
Confused?
If it came out in 1993, as he's saying.
I graduated in 2011.
Yeah, I don't need that from you, Jordan.
The pain. My hip.
My hip.
My hip.
My-
Mad Malachite, class of 90.
Yeah. Woo.
That was Jen's class. Oh, gee, Michael, you went to high school? Fancy folks. First world problems. I mean, they forced us to, Mike. It was either
Yeah.
high school or jail.
It wasn't
I don't,
like
I don't know where you
nowadays,
grew up.
Where kids can be like, I want to do homeschool. I want to learn online.
You've wanted a grill since you saw Old Dirty Bastard for the first time. There you go. Look what it did to him. You did not get mouth jewelry from that search, but something orcs would be pleased with.
Jordan, nobody was attacking you. Why'd you have to come out swinging that way with your 2011?
Exactly, right? He was just
You
quietly
weren't part of this
painting,
conversation.
having a great day over here. He just had to come out and be like, rude.
This is my payback.
Or high school that was built like a jail, also correct.
Oh yeah. In Arizona, we don't have windows in our schools, so imagine that.
Wait, really? Is that a thing?
You have to
Why is that a thing?
you have to cool the room if sunlight gets in.
Yeah. It's a lot hotter when there's windows.
Huh.
Drive by any big school.
Huh.
If they have windows, they're all like really
Up-
skinny
up
ones
at the
up
top.
under the eave level so that it's shaded all day long.
Interesting.
They might have windows like in the main entryway and like some
Yeah.
of the office areas, but you drive around, they all look like prisons.
Yeah. I
Jails and
can.
high schools are designed by the same companies.
I mean, they serve the same purpose.
Well, Tomato said,
They kinda
Jason,
do.
could you do me a favor and just give Baby J a smack for me? Teach him to say awful things like that.
Who's trying to smack me?
Wad potato.
Wad Potato? Look, I gave you a new name. You don't get to smack me like that.
I'll take care of him after the stream.
Class of 03, Army.
I don't want there to
demanded
be
me get a
evidence.
diploma. Then the war happened in basic.
Oh.
Had a great entrepreneurial pharmaceutical business in the 90s.
OMG Mike graduated in 1906 at age 17.
Oh,
Born in the 1800s. Confirmed
Time
live on
traveler.
stream. I love how all these sweet summer children think that 06 isn't in the 1900s.
uh, 1990, southbound. Yeah.
It's always what's
I'm
going on.
Yeah, at least I was born in the 90s. Some things, at least, are old to me.
Class of 1908, paint liquor.
BC.
Oh, 08 BC. Even older. We got some wisdom in the class. There's a cool in Kansas City, Missouri, that the bathroom literally looks like a prison bathroom. No doors on the stalls, and the walls are only about chest high.
South Phoenix High School definitely looks like a prison now.
We're currently in the roaring 20s. Exactly. Been scrabbling around the studio on your hands and knees searching for the hand and club from your Mega Gargant. No idea where it is. I mean, that's not a small piece. You have shag carpet? It was 1706. I've seen some stuff.
I see the 19. You're fine.
Oh, that's awesome, Nodens.
You know what?
You wanted to realign their throat chakra.
So, I had a moment when I was at the passport agency today that made me feel very young.
Daddy, what were the late 1900s like? Honey, that's history. You'll learn about it later.
I had the lady who was helping me at the passport thing. She was like trying to figure out why I wasn't able to renew my passport. I had to get a new one.
Mm-hmm.
And it took her a minute to realize, it was like, oh, you were 16 when you got your passport. I see. I was like, yeah, I was 16.
He got a child one.
I got a baby one.
You don't get carded anymore?
I don't think
I mean-
ever got carded.
I mean, that's a thing of the long past.
I don't remember the last time I got carded.
Yeah. After a while, they just don't bother. Or they do, and it's just because they have to card everybody.
At the grocery store, first of all, it's been a long time since I've purchased any alcohol, but I do recall that they, as they scan it, it gives an alert on the checkout screen, the cashier's screen, and they have to either put in a number or they can bypass it. And I will always remember hearing that thing go off, and they look at me and and just yeah, I
They're
don't
just
even
like,
need to
yep.
ask.
It was right as my beard turned gray. Screwed. Receding hairline and a suit are like magic. Tim, it's because they know no self-respecting adult wears a grill. They're like, get the scraggly-looking kid. Check that kid's ID.
Were they asking if they? You asked the other week when you went to the symphony if you were going to the prom. So did they think that you like? Were they concerned about this? Like looking at you, clearly an adult. Does your girlfriend look really, really young? Like were they worried about her safety? A class of 77 when it was alcohol and cocaine. Now it's Geritol and Rogaine.
Oh my gosh.
Started playing songs for my kids that were from childhood for Mrs. DeLay and me. Realized the 1980s were 40 years ago, and that I still think MTV plays music videos. Do they
Ugh.
not?
I still ask Jenna, like, MTV is still around?
Yeah, you just asked me that yesterday.
Because I see commercials
some
that it's like has the
commercial for
MTV
MTV.
logo on. I'm like,
Yeah.
MTV still exists? You can tell your kids, you can remember back when they had like their own channel. Now they just make shows that are on other people's channels.
Yeah, I don't even know.
I remember when MTV actually played music. All day long, actually.
Music videos all day long.
All day long. They
All
had
day
music
long.
news. They always had the music news.
Well, they
It was-
had like a little news break at like 10 minutes past the hour
Back then you had to.
with Kurt Loder.
Back then you had to have well, I don't know if they did because they were always cable. So they probably
Yeah.
didn't. You got carded while not even buying alcohol? Were you buying lettuce? Your friend was buying separately. I was caught off guard. My mind blanked. When they asked your date of birth, you're like, why are you asking me this? I don't understand. Steve's apartment. Of the
Oh,
cockroaches
the cockroaches.
Oh.
Yeah.
that talk to him.
Headbangers Ball.
Yeah, Headbangers Ball was the first place where you could see punk rock videos. They had Suicidal Tendencies. I'm trying to think who the other first like bands that actually put out videos back then were.
Was it Ricky Rackman? Was he the Headbangers Ball guy?
Ricky Rackman, yeah,
And then the bald guy.
and the bald guy, yeah,
What's the bald guy's name?
the bigger bald guy. Well, he's kind of like short, squatty guy.
Yeah. Jordan, I don't know if you were trying to, but the base looks like it's washed with gold reflections from Thanos' armor.
Well, the idea is that the warmth from the base reflects in the
Joe's
armor,
apartment?
which gives it that kind
Dave's
of warmth.
apartment. Steve's apartment? What was it?
Many of the VJs are on Sirius XM now. Oh, really?
Oh yeah,
Nikki, at least you found it.
the one,
Batteries and electrical, of course.
Oh, her voice is so distinct too. It was Joe's apartment. Okay,
No,
Martha
Quinn.
Quinn. Almost got carded as a joke buying an R-rated movie yesterday. The guy at Walmart looked at me and said, "I don't know."
Yeah, that's the only time Jen and I would get carded if somebody goes, "Okay, young lady, I'm
Yeah.
gonna need to see some ID."
Exactly.
Your lawyer reflexes kicking in. Suicidal tendencies. I'm not crazy. You're the one that's crazy. All I wanted was a Pepsi. And they wouldn't give it to me. Just one Pepsi. They wouldn't give it to me.
All I wanted was
All I wanted was a Pepsi. That was one of the, I don't know if it was the first, it depends on what you think punk rock was, but that was one of the first videos that was in regular rotation out of the genre of music that I craved back then, you know. And it's funny, we would watch MTV like on Friday night late, whenever it was, or one of them was, no, because the Headbangers Ball came on after Ed Lover and Dr. Dre and Ed Lover's
MTV Raps.
Yo MTV Raps.
And then there was also 120 Minutes, which was like the
120 Minutes with Kurt
alternative
Loder?
stuff.
Was it Kurt Loder?
No, maybe that one was Ricky Rackman.
No,
Ricky Rackman was Headbangers Ball?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember who did 120 Minutes.
but
Google knows.
I went to your schools. I went to your churches. Just wasn't good enough. Never good enough. Studio J7. What's going on, Raiders?
We got Raiders.
Hello.
Welcome, Raiders.
Hello.
Talking about, Matt Pinfield was
Oh, that was a short, squatty ball guy,
120
Matt Pinfield.
Minutes.
He knew like everything about me. He was like the music history nerd in class.
Yeah.
What's going on, studio?
Yeah, he's the bald guy.
Yeah. You missed
he
Celebrity
looks-
Deathmatch and all the Beavis and Butthead stuff.
He's old now.
And that stuff came way later. But we used to stay up till my eyes were bleeding at night watching the Headbangers Ball, hoping that they would play Suicidal Tendencies. You know, there just weren't that many videos for them back then. There was like maybe one Slayer video. There was like a Megadeth video, Peace Sells and Who's Buying. There was like, I don't know, there wasn't a whole lot of videos that were outside of your normal, like, you know, it was probably Judas Priest probably fell in there, Screaming for Vengeance. I don't remember what else, but there just weren't a whole lot of heavy metal videos because you were into like glam metal, right? I mean, you had like all of the hair bands played during the day, so that wasn't what they played then, but it was really tough to find videos you liked. So it was like the Megadeth one. I would wait for the Megadeth one because even though they were long hair freaks, I liked the Megadeth album. I don't think Metallica had any videos back then. Maybe?
Before me.
Maybe?
I remember one, but I don't know if they have others before.
Asleep at the Wheel is the best Suicidal Tendencies video? No way. Institutionalized. You got carded till you were 29, then the Suicidal Tendencies video was just a Pepsi commercial. He just wanted one Pepsi. Kevin Seal, that's right. Adam Curry, Ricky Rackman, who was the longest host.
Adam Curry is, I know. Ricky Rackman, obviously I know Dee Snider.
Tim, Metallica was on the main MTV daytime shows. Not back then, it wasn't. I don't think so. I mean, Metallica was around, but that would have been like Master of Puppets, Ride the Lightning times. Right?
Enter Sandman was Metallica's? No.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Enter Sandman was their first video?
I'm pretty sure.
Wasn't one older than Enter Sandman?
One was before Sandman?
I feel like one, because that's old. And I feel like Enter Sandman was like when I was in college.
You watched it mostly for Iron Maiden, but other hair metal bands were cool. I don't remember Iron Maiden songs, but there was a really, really good one that had some really fast guitar work on it. Yeah, Mo says you're right.
Yeah,
One was first.
One was the first Metallica video.
Yeah, I don't remember when that Megadeth album came out, but I was pretty sure Megadeth had a video before Metallica did.
The Metallica album is not old. 'Cause
Oh, it's
if it
old.
is, I am too.
Oh, it's old. It's old.
Yeah, the Black Album was when I was in college, for sure. And
Kill 'Em All,
Justice for
still their
All
best
was
album.
high school.
Kill 'Em All, Master of Puppets. You don't even need to listen to anything else by Metallica.
Master of Puppets is great.
Yep, Battery. Best Metallica song ever. Battery. Guaranteed, Jess. That we can stand united on. I will die on that hill. That was back when they still liked punk rock. That was back when they did Garage Days. Garage Days Revisited. How am I going to do the frames to the glasses?
Translucent.
Music videos went from people standing around singing, maybe in a studio, maybe outside. You can mix things up until now we have OK Go creating a giant Rube Goldberg machine. They have cool videos, but I mean, videos were way more like the early videos were little movies. They weren't just people standing around singing. My mind is going to like, girls just want to have fun.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't just her singing. It was like a full story.
One of my favorite music videos is, oh my God, I'm going to forget the name of the band now. Oh, this is really horrible. Alien Ant Farm. The one where they, was it the Grammys or the Music Awards? One of the big music award shows that's there in Hollywood. And they went up on the building next door and locked all the doors and played live on the top of the building and interrupted the red carpet thing. It was live on LA on all the channels. And they shot the video and they got arrested at the end of the video for doing the thing on the top of the...
Oh yeah, we're not going to take it. Fight for your right to party.
Used to have the Creeping Death single on cassette. It was worth a mint in the 90s. Now you have no idea where it is. I mean... Yeah, tons of the early ones had, or at least had like concert footage spliced in, because that was like where the cameras were pointing, right? Nobody had the money early on and weren't really sure about spending big budgets on videos at the very beginning, right?
Until they did. But even the Buggles.
Until some record companies saw and worked with MTV, and MTV was spending money like mad promoting stuff. So they were basically getting to shoot videos for free in the beginning.
But even Video Killed the Radio Star is a video.
Yeah, but very low budget. But yeah.
Yeah, super low budget, you can tell,
Yeah.
but it's a video. It's not just them singing.
Yeah, there were music videos that predated MTV, right? Because
Yeah, Friday Night Videos.
Friday Night Videos.
Rage Against the Machine, not raging against any machine.
And Ryan, I don't think that was impromptu. They had a permit, it turns out, for that, from everything I know.
Which sounds right. They would get a permit.
Rage Against the Machine would get a permit.
They're not raging against anything. Speaking of Buggles, guess who their keyboard player was? Hans Zimmer. Oh, that's cool.
Wait, whose?
The Buggles.
Oh.
Jess says, so question, the Misfits are punk and Suicidal Tendencies is skate punk? I mean, I don't know. I don't like to break things down like that. There's punk and there's hardcore to me. And the Misfits would be more punk. You know?
I gave Delay. Have fun
Suicidal
shopping.
Tendencies was definitely loved in the skater community, as were like Tones on Tail and Tales of Terror, the Big Boys, JFA.
Yeah, JFA is the one.
JFA, who's producers here. He was our
landlord.
He was our landlord,
old
until we
landlord.
bought this building. JFA's producer was our landlord. He still has all their records and masters right down the street from us. So
Misfits.
you always thought Suicidal Tendencies was hardcore. I would say that more so than anything. Black Flag was just garbage. I'm not a Black Flag fan. I always thought their albums were horrible.
What, trying to blank on their name. The Bitchin' Camaro. What genre would that be?
I don't know. That would have been kind of like the earliest rendition of pop punk,
Yeah.
if there was a thing,
Yeah.
right? Dead Milkmen,
Dead Milkman.
stuff like that was
Yeah.
always pop punk, you know, before there was a term for it. Again, it was just
Yeah.
punk rock. But punk rock to me was the Exploited and GBH. Anytime guys with foot tall mohawks came from England, that was punk rock.
Yeah.
America just didn't have punk rock. People said the Ramones were punk rock, and you could say, yeah, it was part of that subculture genre, but that was more just rock and roll. That was just gritty underground rock and roll. Punk rock was the Exploited, the UK Subs, GBH. I mean, there's a whole Crass, you know, that whole end of
Circle Jerks and
British
Descendants.
punk. You don't like Black Flag? No, they're really bad. I like the Descendants. The Ramones are just rock and roll.
Yeah.
Say it was Lou Reed, you know. Music's hard, right? Because all earlier music helps influence the next generation of music,
Right.
whether it's country or rock and roll or jazz or soul or rhythm and blues or whatever. It all influences every other bit coming up. But yeah, see, like Bad Brains, Minor Threat, stuff like that was all hardcore. Yeah, Descendants were good. All was okay. Oh, there's no reason not to love the Ramones. I'm just saying, listening to the Ramones was totally different than listening to the same like era of what was called punk rock.
Yeah.
Right. Current trend seems to be country artists breaking into hard rock. Really? I thought country artists all tried to rap. Was that last year?
Well, but would Jelly Roll be considered like more rock country?
I don't know, Jelly Roll. Oh, I listened to some of his stuff on YouTube not too long back, right?
Yeah, Jelly. I don't know the other one. I don't pay attention.
Is Jelly Roll hard rock?
No, not hard rock, but he's like rock country.
All the old hardcore guys started doing more country riffs, which was interesting. There's a lot of really, really good bands that came out of like the guys starting to play like more like outlaw country from punk rock guys as they grew up and got sick of screaming and playing a million miles an hour. SoCal Punk, No Effects, Screeching Weasel, Bad Religion. Bad Religion is a great band because you always know exactly what you get from Bad Religion. All their albums sound exactly the same, but are always good.
355.
Was early Chili Peppers kind of punk? I mean, I guess. Sure. I mean, you know, Blink 182, for all the grief they get from, you know, people that call themselves diehard punk rockers, they were one of the biggest supporters of the SoCal hardcore scene. They were deep in that stuff and helped to put out a lot of indie, music videos and things like that, and like the Huntington Beach, Newport Beach, you know, that area of Orange County, a bunch of big stuff there. But like I was bigger into like RKL, all the guys that were up in the mid coast, right? California at the time. Terror is another band exactly like that, Tim. Yeah. Terror's the same way. You always know what you get from Terror, and it's always good. Yeah, it's like one big continual album. Which doesn't work for every band. Some bands always sound the same, and you're like, I'm tired of this. You know, like, do something new.
Jordan, you're off.
Oh, sorry.
Zoom out some, maybe. We're almost done, though. Yeah, who knows anymore? Once you got like Sum 41 and all that nonsense, all bets were off. The money started going to pop punk, and I was done. I turned it over to Kyle for that stuff. What Kyle listens to. Kyle gets all giddy about going to the Bleak 182 show where he gets to see oh gosh, who would be some of the other bands he would go and see? Pennywise. Need to get Kyle in here. Tell us all his favorite bands. You were still clinging to grunge at the point Blink popped off? You've been going to almost a show a weekend for 2 months?
Uh-oh.
You still live in the hotbed for it. You're not gonna. I mean, you could probably find it out here. There's probably local bands and Phoenix playing someplace, but. You missed Adepticon. How did the Warcry match go? We tied. Yeah. We tied. I had to work really hard to pull off the tie. Zambies had me whooped. But it was really a good game. I enjoyed playing Warcry. It gave lots of opportunities to win because of the particular scenario that we pulled was it was really weird. You got, let me think. You got victory points for killing your opponent's models who had killed your models. If you killed a model, you got marked. You got victory points for killing marked models. And you got victory points for having your own marked models alive at the end of the battle. So it was a unique take on the kill 'em all kind of a thing, right? Because you got more, I think you got more victory points for having marked models still alive. And that was pretty cool. So in order to be marked, you had to kill their guys. But by killing their guys, you became the focus of them wanting to kill you to get those victory points back and to steal them from you. Because you didn't get victory points for just killing dudes. You had to wait until they killed somebody and then kill the guy that killed them. So it was a really good kind of keep away match. I liked it. I thought that the scenario, as I read the scenario, I was like, oh, that's really bitchin'. Like, this makes you really have to think. And it did. You couldn't just wade in and mop them up. Because my ogres would wade in and just massacre models. The only other... And the game ended when one side or the other lost more than half of their forces. And I had 5 models, so I had to lose 3. And Zambies had maybe 8 or 9, so I had to kill like 5 models, I believe. And I wound up ending the game by killing 5 models, and I had to do it on a turn. The last turn, it was 5 turns or something, 5 rounds. And so on the last turn of the last round was mine, because she got initiative. And I waded in and was able to, because if I kill the last model, it ended the game. So I had to go in and make sure that the last kill that I did to end the game was one of her marked models, and I did. And so at the end, it wound up a sister kisser. But it was good. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Tech 9 and Bare Naked Ladies got you through high school in 1999 and 2002. Oh, Agu. Like being trapped in Tom Shadle's car on the way to Rumble on Route 66 one year. Tom Shadle made me listen to Bare Naked Ladies. She thought it was dumb, but you loved how much she smiled. I mean, hey, if she's in it for that, she's a keeper. You bought a bunch of Warcry when it came out, but you never played. It's good. It's a good game. Well, I mean, from what I saw, it was a good game. I don't know how monotonous it gets out of all the scenarios, but out of the scenario cards that I looked at, there's a lot of variation to them. Right? And, you know, so having the ability to have a fast crew that can stay away from people, or, you know, a hard-hitting crew that has to wade in and muck stuff up because it's not fast, is cool, but the scenario can really instantly make you lose. Which I think is cool because the game's fast. So again, it puts you in precarious positions. I think it would benefit from what Jordan was talking about earlier about having to have 2 lists. Because I think you could literally get decapitated if you walked in and the wrong scenario got pulled.
Are you talking about like bringing 2 crews? 2 different crews? Okay.
Yeah. So you could bring one that's kind of like fast and agile, and one that is brutish and hits hard if you wanted to. That way, depending on the scenario, they got pulled. But you don't pull the scenario until you already have your armies down.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, so you can literally lay your armies down and they pull a scenario that you just can't win. Like, you'd be like, well, I guess I'm losing.
I mean, that might be like a cool like house rule type thing to do. Where you're just like, we're gonna play it this way.
That's what Zambies was playing, was Corvus Cabal. I really love those models. You can't, it's called getting Warcried. Yeah. Yeah, she said that there's been a lot of occasions where she just, like, on the flip, she lost the game because the scenario was not something that you could win. Or it would be an uphill climb the whole way, which I think is really cool if it still allows you the opportunity to win, right? If it's like, hey, this warband needs to make it off the opposite side of the map without taking any losses kind of a thing, and you're slow and can't even catch them, then that could be bad.
Somehow we're still streaming, but we don't have internet.
What?
And the
Well, that's not true.
the
It's working right here.
do you see
Can't load
this?
anything new. So things that are currently
See this right here?
running or you have open or working.
Oh, it says no internet access.
And if I go over here to raid, it's not. This one's not working. Do you see it says connecting to chat?
Uh-oh. Well, chat, it is time that we leave, but it sounds like we may not be able to do a raid, so I apologize, because it looks like our internet is taking a crap. But the stream is still working, which is very strange.
It's a weird thing.
It is magic. It's really weird.
We have DNS problems.
Like, Jen can't get anything to load over on the other screen, but the stream is still at full boost, so that's cool.
I gave
It's our router.
DNS like
Modem and router
a
is
top band
horrid.
DNS.
So, hey, Jade, fix it.
I can fix it, but that means
Stream dies.
We gotta turn everything off in order for that to work. So,
Well, that's okay. We're done. So-
gang, thank you so much for hanging out with us. For everybody that might be new here, hit that follow button. Dude, give us a follow. We stream Mondays through Fridays, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Arizona time, and paint goofy stuff like A Bold Sense of Humor and Dead Iron Man over there. Well, he's
He's
got
not
Dead
quite
Iron
dead.
Man and Dead Captain America.
He's fighting back.
So we paint all the things. But we'd love to see you back over here. Make sure you click the links that Jen is putting up in chat, which for some reason it's still putting links up, which is cool. But check out the store where you can find out all the Pro Acrylic paints, brushes, and all the stuff that we use here live on stream. Keeps us going. Thank you very much for all your support.
A new OG bag.
Yeah, check out the Discord for sure, where we have 4,323 amazing artists and one owner of a new OG Go bag. That's awesome, by the way. And we'd love to see you back here again mañana. We'll be back same bat time, same bat channel. I would say stick around for a raid. I'm not sure that a raid will work.
I'm gonna try it.
So
but
Jen's gonna
we'll
try.
see.
We're gonna stop the stream, and if it then just goes black, we're sorry.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Question mark. Go hunt around on Twitch and find some other great streamers if we don't find the raid for you. Love your faces. Don't go change it. We'll catch you back here tomorrow. Adios.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.